This week on No Limits Fishing.
Cobia brings out, I don't know, you lose all sense of awareness, consciousness, baits start flying, people start flying, things happen fast. This is, I consider this good tackle. It's not overkill, but it'll give you what you need to get the job done. Alright, welcome to another episode of No Limits Fishing. I'm Captain Brant, and with us today we have First Mate / Captain Braden and my wife, the esteemed Captain Amy, and First Mate / Captain the Guru with us on board here today, and we have a specific mission. We are going cobia hunting this morning. Facts of the matter are that we all have real jobs. We have things to do, and it is hard for everybody to break away for a full day of fishing, take off. So what we're hoping to do this morning is shoot out for just a couple hours and catch some cobia. It's late May, and we have seen some incredible cobia fishing from our area since last year. Really, it started, and last year I'm pretty certain that we saw more cobia come into the Ocean Isle Fishing Center than we have seen in the 20 plus years that I've been fishing from the area. And this year already it has started just as good, if not better. I think the fishing started earlier this year. Reports of incredible cobia action on area reefs and buoys, so we're going to try to get into that. Cobia are a very seasonal fish. It's kind of one of those fish you have to get while they're here, while the getting's good. They typically show up sometime in May, mid-May, and will generally be around through early to mid-June, and then that's the main run, and then you'll see straggling fish, really all through the summer. But when they're running, when they're migrating from the south to the north here and they come into our area, you can come across tremendous schools, and you can actually specifically fish for them. And how we hope to do that today, specifically fishing for cobia, is that cobia are known to hang around structure in particular, and that can be topwater structures such as buoys, the buoys that are on all of your artificial reefs, the buoy chains outside of inlets, the Cape Fear River channel, the buoys on the Cape Fear Shoals, the actual frying pan tower itself. They like to hang around the structure because of all the barnacles and the chain, which attracts crabs, and crabs are one of cobia's favorite things to eat. The other thing too is just the structure itself, like bottom structure such as reefs and wrecks are very good. Same concept, the cobia often are feeding on crabs that are on the wrecks and such, so they circle these wrecks. So what we'll do is we'll come out and specifically try to target cobia by jumping if you will, from spot to spot. And really when we're cobia fishing, you don't have to go to one spot and fish there a long time. Usually just a couple minutes, 10 minutes at most at a spot, and the cobia are either going to show up and you're going to get them, or they're not. So we can have a route, if you will, of say we'll start at the Sea Buoy, then we might go to the Jollymon Reef, and then we might, which is AR 460, then we might go to AR 455 and 445. And then maybe just bounce around to the various wrecks and buoys and work a circuit of, however long you got. For us, we've got about 2 or 3 hours to work with, so we're going to try to hit a few spots and look for these cobia. And when we find them, one of the favorite things that they like to eat are these jigs. What we're trying to mimic often are squid. Also, I referenced crabs. Crabs are very good. But we'll use jigs like this. We can also use a topwater popper like this. And you'll be sight fishing these. You can throw them out when you see the cobia and get them to bite. And the old standby, we netted a bunch of, well, we did, and my wife Amy, Captain Amy, netted a bunch of pogies in the inlet. It just so happened they were right there when we came out. So live bait is always a great thing to have. And so we've got some circle hooks that we'll carry, generally fishing this stuff on around 30-pound fluorocarbon. And so between live bait and the lures, if we can find the fish, then I think we can catch them. So let's take a run. We've got a few hours this morning to work with. If we can find them, we'll get them. Let's go, guys. Alright, so we just pulled up to our first spot of the morning. This is a buoy. We're out here off the end of the Cape Fear ship channel. That's a line of buoys, and like I mentioned before we were leaving, we fish a lot of the buoy structures, whether it be artificial reefs or the actual buoy chains coming out of the river channels or in the inlet mouths. And the cobia, they like structure. They'll be swimming around the buoy. Most of the time you can just pull up and visually see whether they're there or not, and they're very curious too. They'll swim up to the boat. So we're gonna pull up to this one, and it looks good. I see some birds around it, which means there's some life. So we're gonna pull up to this one and see if there's a couple of fish here. All right, Rube's gonna pitch out a bait. He can't stand it. Throw the bait out.
I'll wait.
Throw the bait out, catch the fish. So all he's gonna do is, here comes that's a big one too. That's a big fish.
There's two more right here.
Oh, got him on. That's a circle hook. Oh, look at, there's two more right here in the water.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, look at him, look at him. There's a dozen of them right here in the water. All right, check these cobia out right here in the water right here, guys. Look at that. Is that beautiful?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
He's a big one too.
That is a big one. That is a big
Look at him right there, guys. Look at him. Oh, watch this. You'll see me tease a cobia. Whoa. Whoa.
Here, wait, leave it out for a minute. He's coming close.
Oh no, he got it. Oh, I took it away. Look right here. Look, he's eating Amy's camera. Whoa. Are you watching this?
We're having a good time.
So, we're having a good time. Something about cobia brings out, I don't know, you lose all sense of awareness, consciousness. Baits start flying, people start flying, things happen fast, but...
Dad, they're still there.
Did you see? Oh yeah, they're right down here. I see them.
Cool.
Check out Rube. He's over here. What kind of move would you call that? What exactly do you call that?
I'm not sure, but help!
Dad, we're having a good time.
Trim the motor up. See if you can knock him off with it. No, I'm just kidding.
No Limits Fishing is brought to you by... There's no better place than the one you call home. It's where memories are made and futures are planned. Doesn't your home deserve the right protection? Stop by or call Allstate agent Rusty Russ at 910-754-6596 to talk about home insurance today and let the good life in.
Yeti coolers are built to take the rugged abuse that comes with the way we work and play. These grizzly-proof ice chests are virtually indestructible. With thicker walls, more than twice the insulation, they outperform the competition. And keeping things cold is what Yeti Cooler is all about. Yeti Coolers. Wildly stronger, keep ice longer. Marine Service Center of Little River, offering sales and service for Yamaha, Contender, Pathfinder, Hughes, Maverick, Carolina Skiff, and other top-of-the-line brands. Visit us online or off Highway 9 outside of Little River.
Fulford Heating and AC is a third-generation family-owned company going on our 40th year servicing Brunswick County. We have been voted Brunswick County's best HVAC company 5 years running and tops in customer service. Fulford Heating and AC has been selling warmer winters and cool summers since 1974. Now, back to more No Limits Fishing.
One way to catch cobia, sir, we talked about these jigs earlier I mentioned. if you'll take you a piece of fresh squid and tip your jig with it, just like that, you put this out and this is almost a surefire. One of the tricks though with cobia, sometimes they'll eat anything. You pull up, you throw out a jig, you throw out a bait, and they're just hungry, they're gonna eat. But there are other times, particularly if they've seen people, a lot of times they will have been hooked and lost, they get real weary. So what you wanna try to do is actually tease the cobia. So they're very curious, so you're gonna throw the jig out and he's gonna look at it. But the deal is when he looks at it, take it away from him. And then he's gonna start looking around for it. Throw it back in. He's gonna go look at it, and as soon as he starts paying it attention, take it away. And what will happen is he'll eventually quit trying to look at it and just attack it. And that's how you can get them to bite a lot of times when they won't bite. So Rube's over here with the cobia. Amy?
Yes.
Amy, you want to take this jig and go front, see if you can hook up another one of those cobias. It should be, they hang around each other a lot of times like dolphin do. You know, they hang around, you hook one, you keep another one. So let's go watch Amy up here, see if she can hook one. Got him? Yeah. Hook him up.
Get it hard, get it hard.
Drag set, I hope.
Come on. All right, this is ready to
Drag it
gas.
pretty tight.
This is ready to gas.
Yeah. There's another one right there. Can we hook up a third?
Let's go and gas this one.
Cobia is a really good fish to eat. It is a very white meat, very flaky. It's great on the grill, especially with like a mango sauce over it. It's really good. But what's even better than eating it is fighting it. They're tons of fun to catch. Definitely give you a workout.
Right here is about a 45-pound cobia, I say. And you saw me back there behind the motor mounts a while ago. One of the things that cobia will notoriously do when you hook them is they'll try to run under the boat and into the motors. It's like they understand that they can get in there and get your line hanging around the motor and break them off. So I was climbing around behind the motors trying to keep him out of it. But this one right here is ready for the frying pan.
Okay, so we're gonna gap the fish. Just because you hook the fish and get him to the boat does not mean this battle is over, I can assure you. Now you can see we got the GoPro cam, but anyway, the whole deal, these fish a lot of times will go absolutely nuts when they get to the boat. So you wanna have your fish box open and ready, and you wanna try to go straight from the water, straight into the boat, okay? And it's easier said than done. The other thing, you know, that a lot of times they won't, sometimes they'll just hang around the boat. You gap a green cobia, one that hadn't fought, and you got a mission on your hands. So I'm gonna try to stick this fish.
You want to come around to the side of the boat? Or?
And yeah, bring him over here. Man, my wrist is all messed up.
Are you ready?
This is even
All right, here we go. Oh,
Now he's getting energetic. He sees the camera.
don't do anything. Wait till you get a good shot.
I'm gonna try to get this
Straight in the box. No, you're going wrong. Okay. All right, get in there. Got it. Yeah! Give me 5, Brayden. Woo! Fish in the boat. So you can see what would have happened if you gap a cobia like this and you drop him on the deck. That's what he's gonna do to your boat. He's gonna beat it. You hear how hard he's hitting the side of the boat. That goes on your deck. He's gonna break rods. He's gonna break hoses. He's gonna break fiberglass. He's gonna make a terrible mess. So try to have the box open when you put him in. All right, you about ready to gap yours? All right, let's go ahead and get Amy's fish in the boat. I'm gonna open the box up first. Open the box. All right, I'll let you gap it.
Great. Okay.
Let's see what you got. All right, wait till we get a good shot here. There you go, right over the back. All right, in the boat. In the boat, in the boat, in the boat. Ah! Good job, dear. One more to go, buddy. One more. All right. Yeah. All right.
No Limits Fishing is brought to you by... There's no better place than the one you call home. It's where memories are made and futures are planned. Doesn't your home deserve the right protection? Stop by or call Allstate agent Rusty Russ at 910-754-6596 to talk about home insurance today and let the good life in. As a business owner, it's important for you to understand what you're making and what you're spending. At First Bank, we believe education is key to any financial endeavor, and we pride ourselves in collaborating with businesses. Visit localfirstbank.com or stop by a branch for a free business banking review. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Marine Service Center of Little River, offering sales and service for Yamaha, Contender, Pathfinder, Hughes, Maverick, Carolina Skiff, and other top-of-the-line brands. Visit us online or off Highway 9 outside of Little River.
Fulford Heating and AC is a third-generation family-owned company going on our 40th year servicing Brunswick County. We have been voted Brunswick County's best HVAC company 5 years running and tops in customer service. Fulford Heating and AC has been selling warmer winters and cool summers since 1974. Now, back to more No Limits Fishing.
Alright, talking a little bit about the gear that we're using today. So we went out specifically to fish for cobia today. And the plan was, we talked about going to different artificial structures, man-made, such as buoys. Namely, that's what we pulled up on here today, was a buoy. And there's cobia circling around it. So when we're sight fishing for these cobia, we typically fish a spinning reel. We like to use something in the, I call it around a 5,000 size. And we usually spool this with around 50 to 65 pound braid. You can usually get several hundred yards. But then we'll always put a little bit of 30-pound monofilament on top. And that helps because you want a little bit of stretch. It's important to have some stretch with these fish. If you notice the cobia, when we're fighting them, a lot of real heavy head shakes, and the stretch actually helps to absorb that shock. Then the last few feet before we get to our jig is fluorocarbon. So I'll tie on either 30 or 40-pound fluorocarbon just to help, because sometimes they are a little bit finicky, so that helps. And then of course we've talked about our jig. This is, doesn't have to be a specific jig, but something with around a half to a 1 ounce weight, good, nice, strong hook, some kind of a rubber tail, and then if you tip it with squid, that's usually a real trick, but to make it happen. But this is a nice outfit to be able to cast, to sight fish the fish, but have enough rod and reel behind you that you can actually catch them. These fish are good size, around 35 to 40 pounds, but we've pulled up on these buoys before and seen, 60, 80 plus pounders, and you really don't want to show up to the gunfight with a knife. So this, this is, I consider this good tackle. It's not overkill, but it'll give you what you need to get the job done. So this would be something you might want to carry on your cobia expedition. Meanwhile, Captain Rube, what are you doing with that fish over there?
He's whooping me.
Did he start fighting?
Yeah.
So here's another example of what happened. So we had 3 cobia here, and Rube, of course, he couldn't move fast enough to get the first bait in the water. He hooks one up. Then we have Amy hook another one up on a jig. Well, the third one, he's hanging around the boat following these other 2, and really the 3 of them, when we hooked them, they didn't really run very far. They didn't fight that hard. It's almost like they sort of just circle the boat and follow. Well, now we're on our last fish, and this one has figured it out. His 2 buddies are gone. He's the only one. He's dove deep and he's fighting. Cobia can put on incredible fights once they get the idea through their mind that they're actually hooked up. And that's the hard part, because if they just hang around the boat and they don't fight, many a fisherman has made the mistake of going ahead and gaffing the fish at that point, and that's when you get your butt beat. And a lot of times the fish gets off. You gaff him and he falls off the gaff, breaks the line, or if you get him in the boat, he'll tear everything to shreds. But they're a crazy fish, just totally different than most. Very curious, very strong, powerful, and also extremely good to eat though. So.
Ready for the frying pan.
I'm ready to dig out. Daddy, that one's mine.
Look at your lure, Brady.
Right in the corner of his mouth, buddy. Just like you said, he was going to bite your lure.
Now he's gonna bite that.
Yes, he is.
I knew.
All right, third fish. Caught 1, caught 2, caught 3. It's the whole family. We don't want to leave anybody by themselves, and we're pretty hungry, so cobia are good to eat. So Rube gaffed 1, Amy gaffed 1. Now I'm gonna give it a shot. Try to put it off as long as I could. Let's see if we can put this last fish in the boat. Here we go. On the boat.
Dad, can you get my lure out of his mouth?
Yeah, we'll get your lure.
Daddy.
Hey, we went cobia fishing. We said we were gonna go. We said we were gonna catch fish. Did we catch fish? We caught fish. All right, good job, guys. That's pretty much how you do it.
Just not a drop of blood on the boat.
Yeah, not a drop of blood. So here we are. Just to recap again, it's late May. We said we were going cobia fishing. We pulled up. We went cobia fishing. They were there, and they were even hungry. What's really frustrating is getting there when you see them and then they aren't hungry. But did a good job. We had a combination of live bait and jigs, and we threw the live baits at them. They wanted that. Then we threw the jigs. They wanted that. There was 3 of them. We'll roll back over here to the buoy and see if there's any more. But to be honest, we don't, we don't want to keep more than we'll eat. And I assure you that we've got plenty to eat here. We've probably got 100 pounds of meat in the boat. So this will feed us and plenty of our friends as well. So might even end up with some special cobia special at the OAFC Wing and Fish Company, I would imagine. So, but anyway, what do you think about all that, Braden?
Yeah.
You like it? Do you like the fish or what?
Yeah.
Man, that's what it's all about right there. I am absolutely heartbroken I missed that. Y'all smoked them.
A little jealous, are you?
Man, that's getting down on the cobia.
That was good fishing. It was, we called our shot. We did the Babe Ruth. We pointed at the fence and we pulled right up to that buoy, and the fish were there, and it was on.
It seems like more and more often lately that's becoming the norm with the cobia fishing. You can call your shots. You can go target these fish. These last couple of years have been just something awesome for cobia.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot. Just like, we talked a lot about it in the video about, what to do, go into the artificial reefs and the buoys, and even now we're seeing cobia with the bait pods on the beach. But, that's been an awesome fishery. But we're moving into summer now. Things are starting to change, and actually we've had a little resurgence of mahi in the Gulf Stream. That's been good. Captain Derek on one of the Fishing Center charter boats did good on those the other day. Caught a few blackfin tuna.
Yeah.
And then we're moving into tournament time, right?
That's right. It's we're early June, and actually when this show is airing, it will be our favorite time of year. It is Jollymon King Mackerel time, and I felt like we can give the fishing report, which we've pretty much already done, but what might be of most interest to the folks watching is for you and I to kind of just discuss what we expect for the Jollymon, and so we can call the shot for somebody else maybe, or maybe steer them off into the ditch, one or the other. I'm not sure.
I want to steer them in the ditch. Yeah, I would say what we're seeing. I mean, things are pretty much typical. The fishing is relatively slow, to be honest, for the king mackerel right now, and we're in early June. But this is where we see the transition. The fish are migrating from offshore in, and they're migrating from the south up. And the Jollymon is when we hope that those two different
storm.
That's right. It's a perfect storm of fishing action.
King mackerel, I got you. Well, this year I know that you've done something different with the tournament. Just the way the calendar ended up, you moved the tournament back in the dates, just a few days.
It just happens to be the way the calendars run. We've always had 5 weekends in June for like the last 5-7 years. This year we only have 4. So it was either move the tournament a week earlier or a week later, so I pushed it back to the weekend of the 20th of June, and that I think will actually help the fishing a little bit. It'll help those stocks like we talk about coming together from offshore and from the south, and hopefully it'll also bring the fish a little closer to shore.
I was getting ready to say, I totally agree with what you just said. I can remember, it's been a few years since I was on the charter fishing boats, but I can remember it was without fail every single year, right after the Jollymon on charter trips, we would absolutely smoke the king mackerel, the big king mackerel, and maybe this year we're going to outsmart them and drop the tournament right when those fish are inshore and when they're thick.
Yeah, that's right. So I would say, just talking about the tournament and what somebody might consider to try to do well in the tournament, I would say historically, the fish, we'll hope, should be in 65 feet of water. In the jungle, the tournament has been won there many times. It was won there last year, as a matter of fact. The shark hole, that's another very well-known and good bottom structure area. That's in the 65-foot depth range and the 65-foot hole all along that contour. And then also I would look at fish maybe a little deeper in the 80-foot range, the Atlantic Ledge. There's an area of hard bottom, the 24 and 26-mile rocks offshore of the shark hole, and the horseshoe area. That's all the 80-foot range. So I would say probably in there is where I feel like the winning fish are going to come from.
I would not disagree at all. I think, what we're saying, obviously, we're trying to forecast what the fish are doing, and probably the biggest factor that's going to determine exactly where they're at is the forecast or the weather.
Right.
And so, if you're going with history, everything you just said is dead on the money. Now, let's just say something changes with the weather. Let's say that we get a week of flat, calm weather. Just knock on wood. We're hoping that happens.
Right.
But if we get flat, calm weather, the pogies are thick on the beach, the Spanish mackerel are thick on the beach. If I'm fishing the tournament, I'm probably not going too much further past that bait. And and that also brings into play spots like the 390, 390 or the 410, 510, which have also the tournament's been won there too.
Yeah,
so
even Lighthouse Rock, same bottom. That's in that 40 to 50-foot depth range. The water clarity will have a lot to do with that. We get real stable weather, real clear on the beach, then the fish could be close. Conversely, if we have crappy weather and it gets dirty close, those fish could push off to 80 to 120 foot, which is where they spend the winter months. And so just, that's what to look for. But the bait has been fairly plentiful along the beachfront, the Menhaden that, is the preferred live bait. But I will say this tournament has been won, I think, 2 out of the last 3 years on dead cigar minnows. So a lot of folks spend a lot of time and a lot of energy catching the bait, and people that don't have a lot of experience worry that they can't compete because they can't fish, all the live bait. But you can catch a tournament-winning fish on a dead cigar minnow or a dead ribbon fish.
I was just getting ready to say, if my memory serves me correct, the last tournament that we won up here in these waters was last season, and I believe we had every kind of live bait in the book. But he ate a dirty old ribbon fish.
Yeah, we put a dead ribbon fish out there, and that's an exceptional bait. And also this is the time of years we see the schools of live cigar minnows also. So you guys everybody wants to be sure to carry a sabiki rig to jig up some fresh bait. So
yep. Well, this is we're now getting here, approaching the tournament time. It's an exciting time. We're gonna have a lot of folks coming to the area. What's the most amount of boats that have ever fished this tournament?
This tournament at 1 year had 360 boats.
Wow.
It's had over 300 of several years. In the last few years, with sort of the downturn in the economy and stuff, it's been in the mid 200s. But, it's a real family-friendly event. And as you said, this show will be airing as the tournament is taking place. So for all the folks watching, if you want to come out and see the weigh-in, it's going to be occurring here at the Ocean Isle Fishing Center Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd. I would try to come around 3 p.m. Most of the boats get here between 3 and 5. And come watch and cheer on all of your local fishermen and see all the big fish get weighed, and all sorts of kids and juniors. It's just really a great time.
Well, good deal. Well, the next time you see us, we'll be at the Jollymon, so please be sure to tune in and see what happens in the most exciting event that happens here at the Ocean Isle Fishing Center.